Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Damian screams that he is not dead, and Victor threatens to use the cane. The Young and the Restless recaps for Wednesday, July 30th. Explains that Amy Lewis will shout that Damian Cain is not dead, causing spectators to witness this distraught mother slip into denial. Victor Newman will also threaten Cain Ashby. So let's chat about what's next on the CBS soap. At Crimson Lights, Adam Newman and Chelsea Lawson will understand as Victoria Newman and Claire Newman discuss delaying Cole Howard's memorial. Chelsea will sense Claire's stress and will accompany her to the park to sit with her. That will allow Claire to open up about her loss and gain some knowledge from Chelsea as they bond. Meanwhile, Victoria will connect with Adam and wonder how he came to be so sensitive. Adam will credit Chelsea and Connor Newman for teaching him that. Adam will also reassure Victoria of his family's loyalty and argue that whether they work together or separately, they can uncover Cain's actual objective and confront the threat. Victor will push Cain's buttons on the train in Nice, in response to all of the death and destruction that has occurred on his property. Cain will act as if all he can do now is go forward, but Victor will label him a sleazeball and a young punk while issuing some warnings. Victor will believe Cain's attitude will lead him into problems before admitting that it has already. After discussing Cain's real estate purchases in Genoa City, Victor will argue that no one wants him there. Cain will argue that it doesn't have to be this way, but he will make it plain that Victor will have the fight he wants. Victor would claim that he is Cain's worst fear, urging him to avoid Genoa City and his family. Adam will speak with Chelsea about Victoria's reaction to his emotional evolution, as well as Claire's challenges. Chelsea will remind out that Kyle Abbott will return to help Claire soon, but Adam will prophesy that they won't have a future because Victor will never let their relationship endure. On Wednesday's Y&R episode, Victor will call Adam and inform him that they will be flying back from Nice after Nick Newman is released from the hospital. Now that Cain has declared war, Victor will insist on having one. Victoria and Claire will return home and discuss Chelsea's support, as well as Adam's attempt to reach out. Although Adam was definitely out of his comfort zone, Claire will convince Victoria that it was lovely. Amy will be in a good mood in the park because the weather is nice and her treatment is working. However, Amy will detect that something is upsetting Nate, who will finally disclose that Damian has died and will not be returning from Nice. Amy would argue that this is false, claiming that as the next of kin, she should have been contacted first. Nate will explain that Lily Winters felt Amy should hear it from someone in person to ensure she was okay. Amy will claim that Lily's phone call was a ruse, but Nate will stick firm and insist that Damian died. Amy will be outraged when Nate tells the specifics as best he can about Damian's murder as a result of his new relationship with Lily. Amy will blame herself because Damian would never have met Lily if she had just left him alone. Nate will not believe Damian would want Amy to hold herself responsible, and he will be convinced that Damian enjoyed their time together. Amy will cry about it not being enough, but Nate will insist that they grieve together and hold on to her memories. After shouting that she doesn't want memories, Amy will say that she wants her son instead. Amy will go back into denial, pretending she could feel it if Damian was truly dead. Nate will appear heartbroken as he eventually pulls a sobbing Amy into a reassuring embrace. According to the Young and the Restless spoilers, Amy will struggle to process Nate's heartbreaking revelation. Victor declares war on Cain, while Amy is crushed by the news of Damian's death. At the park, Amy tells Nate that it's a beautiful day. Nate is relieved her treatment has not worn her down. She claims it has lifted her spirits and expresses gratitude to him. She has a lot to live for right now and will do her best to stay around. Nate sighs deeply. Amy sets her ringer for when Audra or Damian finally calls. She talks about Dumas and how there is no cell service where they are in France. They must have a lot to tell them. She hopes Nate will be able to take some time off after Lily and Devon return. She is also familiar with an office environment. Nate only wants her to focus on her health. Amy cautions Damian that after he returns, she will spend all of her time at Winters. They may as well make her useful. Nate cautions her that he has a difficult message to convey. Nate Amy Y&R. Amy assures him that they've had difficult conversations before. She never believed she'd get better. But now that Damian is back and Audra is on her side, she feels stronger than ever. He should just say what he needs to convey. He reassures her that it is not about her cancer. Nate informs her that things have gotten messy overseas. He spoke to Audra first, then Lily. Amy asks, "What about Damian?" She pleaded, "Tell me about Damian." Nate says, "Damian has died, Amy. Your son will not be returning home." Nate, Amy, Y&R. Amy goes into denial and declares that someone is lying. Nate tells her that Lily called. Amy claims that no one called her. She is Damian's next of kin. Nate claims he and Lily wanted her to hear it from someone in person. Amy wants to hear it from Audra. Nate says he also spoke with Audra. Damian died. "I am deeply sorry." Amy inquires whether Damian was sick. Why didn't anyone do anything? She demands to know what happened to her son. Nate explains that someone on staff decided Damian posed a threat and killed him. Amy exclaims, "My kid was murdered? Who was the man who killed her son?" Nate goes on to tell that the perpetrator took his own life. Lily and Damian drew closer, and Carter feared he was in their way. Dumas is Cain, and Lily's ex Amy complains that her son died because he cared about Lily. He gets a death sentence for that. Nate, Amy, Y&R. Can Adam and Victoria form a truce? At Crimson Lights, Adam, Chelsea, Victoria, and Claire are all together. Victoria appreciates
their thoughtfulness for postponing the funeral. They discuss what happened in France. Victoria was grateful that they both planned to attend the service. Knowing that at least one brother would be present was helpful. Adam jokes, "The lesser brother is better than no brother." He apologizes, and they return to talking about France and Cain, never revealing his reasons for the trip. Victoria wonders if having Ashby as the thought behind the mask makes Dumas less predictable or more unpredictable. Adam, Victoria, Y&R. Adam claims Cain must have a plan. Victoria asks him to continue. Adam believes there is a message in the real estate acquisitions. Given that he enjoys playing games, he may be dropping hints. Chelsea asks Claire if she wants to go on a stroll with her. Claire thinks it sounds good. They leave, and Adam informs Victoria that Claire is a lot like her. Victoria believes she shares her father's warmth and understanding. Adam is sorry they did not have more time with him. Victoria expresses gratitude and offers assistance whenever possible. Adam and Victoria discuss Cain's purchases, particularly the athletic club. He has asked someone to look for patterns. He's worried that he's adding to Victoria's stress. She says she is used to the two of them working together. Adam suspects that being with him puts her on edge. He traveled all the way to Nice for his family, which she finds unfair. Adam tells her that he will never let anyone take anything from them again. Together or apart, we have to fight like hell to protect what is ours. Adam asks if she wants to join him in halting Cain in his tracks. "You call the shots." When he mentions her challenging situation, Victoria sees he has grown more empathetic. He credits Chelsea and Connor. Victoria confesses it's enjoyable to chat about something other than Cole. She isn't avoiding grief, but they do need to be prepared for Cain. They agree that he either has stones to take on Victor or is nuts. They must devise a plan to provide him with a memorable homecoming. Adam, Victoria, Y&R. Claire expresses gratitude to Chelsea for the suggestion. Chelsea thinks she could make things easy for herself. Claire believes it helps to see her mother and Adam working together. He's been a terrific support for them while the others are abroad. Chelsea is aware that he struggles to connect. Claire claims he's trying. The conversation goes to Cole's death. Claire doesn't know what else to say and suggests they sit. Claire and Chelsea discuss the sentiments that come with losing someone. They discuss Claire's past and how her parents' love helped her. Half of that affection is gone, and she's furious about being robbed. It is unjust to all of them. Chelsea reminds her that she was also given a gift. Maybe try to focus on that. More, why Kyle has all but lost Claire. Chelsea begins talking about Connor and his illness, as well as her own sentiments and guilt. It is not the same as what she is going through, but the beauty and sadness of life is that they have no control over what happens to them. Claire is only afraid that she may forget her father's face or voice. Chelsea informs him that while she may forget details, she will never forget how he made her feel. Claire laments that she was extremely fortunate. Getting him as a father was far better than she had anticipated. It's difficult to let go. Chelsea reassures her that her father will be with her forever. More, Amelia's unexpected choice for Vicky's romantic interest. Still at Crimson Lights, Victoria and Adam decide to fight Cain. Cole would want her to be prepared and never let her guard down. His eulogy is racing through her mind. Adam believes it is wonderful and encourages her to share it with him. Adam is confident that they can discuss topics other than work, and when asked how Katie and Johnny are coping with the loss, Victoria responds, "It hasn't been easy." Adam, Victoria, Y&R. Chelsea and Claire rejoin Victoria and Adam at the coffee shop. Victoria informs Chelsea that Adam gives her credit for his growth and empathy. She is grateful to both of them. They'll let them know when Cole's service is rescheduled. Adam will notify Victoria when he hears back from the real estate agents. Cain is not going to win. Will Victor hear Cain out? On the train car in France, Victor returns to speak with Cain, who inquires about Nick. Victor claims to be a fighter, as do all of the Newmans. They don't fall easily, and if they do, they don't stay down for long. Cain admires the resilience of his family, including Victoria, whom he worked with. Victor complains about the blunders he's made on this journey. Cain can only learn from this. Victor has realized that he is a sleazeball. He'll always be 10 steps ahead of him, regardless of his identity. Using an alias is ineffective. Meanwhile, Chance, Damian, Cain, and his weird friend have all died. That is who you are, Cain Ashby. That is your legacy. Victor Y&R. Cain wants to move forward, whether Victor accepts this or not is another story. Victor sits forward and says, "Do you know who you're dealing with, young punk?" He informs Cain that no one wants him in Genoa City and that he has nothing to gain from staying there. Cain plays dumb. Victor is well aware that he has purchased a variety of properties in Genoa City. Cain is perplexed as to how he became aware of the real estate transactions, but he is unable to intervene. Victor understands that this is not the end of his journey. He will figure things out. Just know it's my town. His outgoing personality will get him into trouble. It already has. Cain had hoped for peace, but if Victor wants a battle, Cain warns him he will get one. Victor like it when people question him, so you watch out for what you wish. Cain Y&R. Victor explains that he locked up his son and then asked his frightening, robotic friend to kill for him. His son wound up in the hospital. He is not his friend, I am your worst enemy, Victor says. Cain claims it does not have to be this way. Victor warns him that if he can't resist the desire to visit Genoa City, don't come near my family. What will happen during the final scenes? Still in the park, Amy tries to process the events of Damian's murder. Nate claims it was not the product of a sensible intellect. Amy cries, saying she doesn't understand. The last time he held her, he truly meant it. It was everything she desired. She fears that if she had left him alone, he would not have met Lily. Nate believes the only person to blame is the man who took a life. Amy sobs that Damian was supposed to have more time, I wasn't. Nate says Damian was relieved to be reunited with her. She sobs that there wasn't enough time. Nate informs her that they would grieve him together and share memories. Amy sobs, I don't want memories. I want my son. Nate Amy Y&R. Amy stands up and declares that her son is a part of her, she would know if he wasn't in the world anymore. Nate believes it will take time, but Amy insists Damian is not gone. My son isn't dead since I am still alive. Nate embraces her while she protests and tears. She sags in his arms. Chelsea at Newman Media suggests that Adam invite Victoria and Claire to the house. She inquires as to how it felt with Victoria. He admits it was weird, but they get along. He turns the subject to Claire. Chelsea claims she's in pain and feels deceived. She is strong, and that will get her through. Adam hopes Victor doesn't destroy her in the process. Chelsea is confident that whenever Kyle returns, she will have full support. Adam tells her they have no future together. Victor will never let that romance continue. More, Eric Braden submits to temptation. Back at the tack house, Victoria and Claire talk about Chelsea, who hasn't had it easy. Claire feels talking with her today was beneficial. Victoria is glad. The subject shifts to Cain Ashby. Victoria says they must prepare as if he were a threat to the family. It will not go well for him. Adam and Victor are both riled up. Claire enjoyed seeing her and Adam with their heads together today. Victoria could see he cares deeply about his family. If that's all they ever have in common, it's sufficient. Victoria Y&R. At Newman Media, Adam receives a call from Victor, who says he is not on his way back yet. They will board the jet after Nick has been released. They want to attend Cole's memorial. Victor warns his son that Cain would not back down and is working with Billy Boy. Adam responds, of course he is. Victor predicts that they will demolish them, but hopes that Chelsea will not be affected. This man has declared war, and he will have it. Wednesday's episode of The Young and the Restless, airing on July 30th, is a tumultuous mix of denial, grief, family loyalty, and impending war. It all starts with Amy Lewis, who is relishing in the sunlight of Genoa City Park, boosted by a rare moment of hope, completely oblivious that her world is about to shatter. Her emotions are up, her health is improving, and she is clinging to the hope of reuniting with her son, Damian Cain, unaware that Nate Hastings is waiting to shatter that illusion. Nate struggles with his burden, knowing that the moment he says would forever impact Amy's life. When he finally delivers the news to Amy that Damian has died and will not be returning home, she falls into a deep state of denial and anger. She claims that as Damian's next of kin, she would have been the first to know, refuses to believe Nate's comments, and swears that she can still feel her son alive. It's not mourning yet, it's a scream of defiance against a reality that is too hard to bear. As Amy argues, Nate does his best to console her, embracing her as she tears hysterically, crying that she does not want memories, she wants her son. Meanwhile, in a parallel storyline fraught with tension and confrontation, Victor Newman is in France, and he has Cain Ashby square in his sights. Victor, enraged by the losses of Chancellor, Damian Cain, and Cole Howard, lashes out against Cain, accusing him of being the source of death and turmoil. On a moving train through Nice, Victor confronts Cain with caustic threats, calling him a sleazeball and a young punk, and accusing him of the corpse count and devastation. Cain tries to be diplomatic, explaining that he is looking ahead, but Victor will not have it. The mustache is finished playing nice. He sneers at Cain's real estate moves in Genoa City, alleging that no one wants him there and warning that he's stirring up trouble. When Cain discreetly answers that if Victor wants a fight, he'll get one, Victor's eyes burn with rage. This is his town, his heritage, and Cain is no match for a man who has already suffered more betrayals than he can remember. Back in Genoa City, Adam and Victoria Newman find themselves in a surprisingly cordial and collaborative environment, displaying signs of unity as they handle their family's latest dilemma. As Chelsea and Claire have a heart-to-heart in the park, Victoria thanks Adam for his support and admires his increased understanding. Adam, who is no stranger to darkness, credits Chelsea and their son Connor with softening his edges, and says that they must work together, or separately, to protect Cain from becoming an even greater threat. Their brief collaboration is a rare moment of unity between two often opposed siblings, but it highlights how severe Cain Ashby's threat has become. As Claire bonds with Chelsea over the death of her father, Cole, she explains how difficult it is to grieve someone she was only beginning to truly love. Chelsea wisely informs her that while looks and sounds fade, the emotion of love never does. Their moment of emotional clarity matches Amy's unraveling, highlighting the contrast between those fighting to accept death and those torn apart by it. Meanwhile, Amy refuses to accept the facts. Even when Nate gently tries to pull her off the ledge of denial, she insists she will know if her kid has genuinely died. She believes with all of her heart that Damian is still alive, and her sadness turns to resentment. She blames herself, Lily Winters, and the twisted series of events that put Damian into danger. Nate informs her that Damian died at the hands of Carter, a crazy guy who regarded Damian as a barrier to Lily's adoration. Amy sees only injustice, shouting that her son was slain for loving too much and simply being present for someone he loved. Heartbreak is suffocating. At Crimson Lights, Victoria and Adam delve deeper into Cain's latest real estate investments, such as the athletic club, to uncover a hidden message in his actions. Adam warns that Cain is playing a long game, and Victoria admits that his unpredictable nature makes him even more dangerous. As they talk about Cole's death and the approaching memorial, Adam vows to stand alongside her and battle whatever comes, no matter the cost. Their combined worry for Claire and mutual distrust of Cain point to a greater struggle unfolding, one in which family ties may finally triumph over past grievances. And Victor? He's only getting started. On that train, his intensity escalates as he warns Cain to keep away from his family, Genoa City, and everything Newman. Cain claims he did not come for war, but Victor slaps the olive branch away, claiming Cain has already declared war through his acts. Cain claims he can't be stopped, that his real estate deals can't be thwarted, but Victor pledges that whatever his endgame is, he'll discover and destroy it. Victor accuses Cain of using false names and aliases, calling him weak, and reminds him that he is 10 moves ahead on the power chessboard. In the heartbreaking conclusion of the episode,